everyone, Violet here. I just wanted to give a quick update on how I'm using the Witch's Planner by Sophie Watkis. I'll go ahead and link this planner down below. I did a review of last year's planner, the 2019 planner, and this is the 2020 new cover, which I absolutely love. I really love this design. I do have one problem with this design, and that is that the moon phases aren't exactly correct. Basically, it would have to be flipped on one side. So let's say that this is the waxing moon here. When it goes around, it would have to actually flip on the other side so that the crescent, for example, would be on the other side. And same thing here, like the crescent would have to face the moon in opposite directions on either side. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it's just something that I've noticed. Yeah, so it's a little tricky detail, but it's always kind of bothered me a little bit about that design, but I'm like a crazy person when it comes to details. So, I have actually turned this planner into a grimoire, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did to do that. And I also wanted to say that I love supporting small companies, and I love that Sophie made this planner all herself, and she has this business, and I really want to support it and I want it to do well. However, I don't find it to be the most reliable because I've had to contact her about issues with orders in the past and found it very, very, very difficult to get through sometimes and communicate. I've had to like send multiple emails. Anyway, so since I have planners and journals for other things, I'm using this in a completely different way. Okay, so inside here in the pockets, I keep inspirational things to me, like affirmations, inspirational cards. Same thing in the back with these pockets. I keep like poetry and things like that. And since this is a binder, I've really loved that you can customize the planner to what you want, you know, and take things out, reorder things. And I have like totally redone it, basically. I have these tabs here that I ordered off of Etsy. I custom ordered them. I will leave a link as well to that Etsy page that I used to get these. I got them in silver to match the silver of the moon and here on the pen and everything. So they're black dividers with silver on them. And this is the first page. This came with the planner. It's one of the designs that I also really love of Sophie's, I believe, but anyway, it's associated with this planner. Okay, so I have different sections. The first section I wrote grimoire, mostly because I wanted that word to be on a tab because it's such a cool word. But this first section is sort of like an information. Then I have a section of spells. I have a section of rituals, of recipes, of tarot, and of dreams. So those are my sections that I chose. So the difference between a grimoire and a book of shadows is a book of shadows is more personal. It can be reflections. It can hold very sensitive information. A grimoire might be something more where you write down recipes or spells. For example, a book of shadows might have your beginning inspiration and brainstorming and trial and error of spells, and then in the grimoire you might put your finished spell and then have that, it's more shareable. Like let's say that you're in a coven, I am in a coven, and you want to share something specific, you can share it out of the grimoire. So not to say that it isn't also secret, it could be, but it's just different. It's more for finished drafts that you can look back on. So that's why I have a separate personal journal, which is my Book of Shadows, and then I have this as my grimoire. And I find it so useful being in a binder. Okay, so at the very beginning, like I said, this is the cover page. I have my Wheel of the Year. I put around it how I specifically think of the Wheel of the Year. Oh, and these are all pages that came with the original Sophie's Witch's Planner. I have an About Me page. I just have information, favorites, photo of me. I just had to cover up the name of the coven because that's secret, but otherwise that's that. Page of herbs and their different properties. Crystals, and again, their different properties. Deities, how I think of deities, the lunar phases, the elements, kind of what I do to honor each one. And then I've got, again, covering stuff up. This is my pages where I write down synchronicities, which I used to have a journal completely dedicated to synchronicities. I just started this one, so I haven't written quite as much, but basically I write when things happen that seem especially magical or more than a coincidence, like perhaps I think of something or have a wish for something and then it comes to be. So I find this to be very beautiful and helpful when I look back on my synchronicity journals. Like I said, I used to have an entire journal just dedicated to this, and so that I can see and feel supported by the universe, which is really, really nice. And that's that. I have the Witch's Planner sort of back page here as well. So this is kind of like a mini Witch's Planner. I took out the main elements of it where you journal every day and where it's different every year. So this is pretty much what's left of that, and the rest of this are printouts. So I've got spells. So this is a printout available on the Witch's Planner website. So I just printed a bunch of pages of these that I can write down all the information of the spells. I have a section for rituals, and this is also available on the website as a printout. Just the basics, so you can write down your name, your tools, your process. I have recipes, name, ingredient, method, and yeah, like I said, I just printed out a bunch of these and hole punched them and put them in. So hopefully it'll last for a while, but there are things I can take out, I can replace, I can rewrite. And then I have tarot, which this keeps track of tarot spreads. These are printables on the side as well, and there are all sorts of different spreads. So I printed out a big variety of them so I can look at these if I'm like, oh, I want to try out this spread, or I can hopefully find the one most appropriate to whatever it is that I'm doing and be able to record what the cards were. And so you write your date, time, deck, keywords, interpretation, and notes. And lastly, I have a dream diary. So it has the date, the dream, emotions, and interpretation. I keep this next to my bedside table. So I have this ready to go in the morning or the middle of the night. If I wake up from a dream, I can jot down what I remember. I can fill it out the next day, a little bit more detail. But that's really helpful, and those are my sections. So that is how I use the Witch's Planner as a grimoire. So again, I'll link her website below so you can check out the planners. It might work for you really well as a planner, and you can also check out all of her printables that she has available, because this method might work for you if you're looking for a way to do a grimoire. And I love the design of this overall notebook. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And my channel's pretty new, so if you'll go ahead and like it and subscribe and comment and let me know, do you have a grimoire? Are you using the Witch's Planner? How's it going? Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, and have a wonderful day. Bye!